One of the major issues that has been very, serious concern to a lot of people out there is this whole Bawku issue. I mean, it's been going on for quite a long time now. And Otumfuo, in a couple of months back, decided that he wants to get involved and see how best he can resolve this. I mean, when it started, they had to put on hold because they had other things that they needed to handle before they eventually go on the issue. And finally, we understand that there's been some, progress that has been made. I mean, according to the chief of staff of the Menchia Palace and the press statement he put out there, he says that the king urged the leaders to start preparing the minds of their supporters to be prepared to put an end permanently to violence and disorder in their communities. And that's one of the key points when it comes to this mediation exercise that Otumfuo has undertaken. The people those who are summoned to come would understand what it means to be peaceful and decided, okay, this is how we want to go about it. But are the people ready? Because at the end of the day, it's they that have to take that bold decision and say that, well, our leaders have gone to talk to Otumfuo and all of that. But we as a people have also decided that whatever that has been said in that meeting, we're going to go on and understand that this is how we want to go moving forward. I'll start with you, Richard.
Yeah.
I'm sure we spoke about this issue. You have actually spoken about this issue on this very segment here on the show. It's a good thing, but are the people ready to accept that this is what Otumfuo is ruling on the issue?
Well, first of all, it's a very sensitive issue. Yeah. And in as much as it's a sensitive issue, it's also a national issue. Therefore, we as participators in the political space need to speak to it so that perhaps we can draw the attention of all the sectors that matter to be able to follow suit and adhere to the principles of building peace and seeking peace. Because you see, peace does not happen in a vacuum.
Yeah.
It is a process. And like we rightly said, the followers of all the key players,
the two parties
who are leading the negotiation, they need to be spoken to. And again, there's something that yesterday that drew my attention, which suggests that there was a lot of jubilation from both the Kusasis and the Mampusis, respectfully to say that whatever Otumfuo is going to turn out is going to be in their favor. So already that is not a good sign. It's not a good omen. Because the moment you are jubilating, both sides are jubilating, expecting that whatever is going to be put out there by the revered chief is going to be in their favor.
Revered king.
Revered king is going to be in their favor. So assuming, without admitting that it doesn't go in their favor, what happens next? The other feel more agitated, they may feel disappointed, they may feel they've been shortchanged. There could be several things that could infuse into their mind for them not to accept whatever the revered king will put out there. And I've always said on this platform that securing peace depends largely on compromise. Someone must be willing to compromise. Because you see, even in families, when a husband and a wife fight, there must be somebody who is willing to compromise. Yeah. If both parties are not willing to compromise, it leads to divorce or it leads to other things because everybody feels that I have my own right, I am right in my own space. Are you getting a point? So this issue about the Bawku thing is very sensitive. So all we are going to appeal to them is that peace is very essential and generations are coming. So you cannot be noted for as a people who are very, 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 very insensitive to the security of the future generation that you are bringing up. Because the Mampusis are producing. The Kusasis are producing. They are all giving birth, left, right, front, center. So at the end of the day, the moment you are producing more, you are bringing more children into your space. So if the children are only going to be known that we were born into a very chaotic situation where it's always war and all the warring factions, none of them is willing to compromise, then where are we going to make headway? So sincerely, for instance, yesterday, I also heard that there was a little bit of chaos, very little bit, but the police were able to bring it all into order. Because somebody jubilating went to hit the car of another person, and that's it, I didn't understand. And it almost led into a complete uncontrollable situation, but good enough for us. It was able to get mitigated, and then now there was calm. We were all expecting that, yes, the revered king, we all respect him. I'm sure the Kusasis respect him as well. The Mampusis respect him as well. Almost every segment of Ghanaian society respect him. Even if I'm not an Ashanti, that doesn't mean I don't respect Otumfuo. I respect him, and I take every word that proceeds out of his mouth as somebody as someone who is saying something that is worthy, and it's sufficient for me to pay attention to what he is saying. Okay. So we believe sincerely that whatever he's going to pronounce, whatever he's going to put to the president, because he has stated clearly that it was the president who mandated him. Therefore, whatever his thinking is, or whatever he has agreed on, or he has come to, he has to get it back to the president for it to judge about it, submit it to the president. Then, obviously, it will be broadcasted to the entire country for us to get to know what exactly his proposals are. But like I said, Otumfuo, as revered as he is, he can set all manner of things. He can bring about all manner of recommendations. But the people of Kusasi or the people of Bawku, they are not binded. They are not binded by any law or by anything to accept whatever is going to propose as hook, line, and sinker. So it is about the orientation of the people. It is the orientation of the people who will say that, yes, whatever Otumfuo is going to bring out, we are going to accept it for the sake of peace and for the sake of our children. Okay. But anything other than that, we'll still not get anywhere, because, like I said, the chief is revered. They respect him. All of us respect him as a citizen. But does that mean that whatever he puts out there, the Mampusis will accept it and the Kusasis will accept it? Is that going to be the case? Which I don't really think so. Okay. Some people may have some differences, but we are admonishing them today that for the sake of peace and for the sake of your children, whatever the revered king put out there, let one side compromise. So when one side compromise, obviously there'll be peace. But if one is not willing to compromise, I don't sincerely believe we are going to make headway.
Very well. Thank you very much, Richard. You can also send your messages to us. Let us know what you think. Our WhatsApp line is active. I've been reading some of your comments that you've sent on the issue, so please continue to send them in. We're grateful to Franco Trading Enterprise. Still phones, Papa Payafi. Let me take the thought of Honorable as well. Honorable.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. My little knowledge tells me that this conflict has been there since colonial period. Yeah. Before independence, and it has been there for a very long time. So to solve it is not going to be easy. After independence, other governments also have tried and failed. But I think it is good that the president who also comes from the north. Sometimes some of us down here, we feel that everybody from the north comes from the same place, which is erroneous. But at least the idea is there that the president comes from the north, and he has instituted this peace initiative. I think my brother made it clear that the initiative was from the president, which means that he means good for the people. And he has asked the Otumfuo to intervene, the revered king, and very wise and revered. So I think he's done his best. It takes two to tango. My brother was saying that the people down there, whether they will accept or not, I believe that in such situations, there are only the kingmakers, the kingpins, they are behind. Maybe living comfortably in Accra, and they supply the guns, they supply the ammunition and all, and then push the grassroots to cause the mayhem. So it is good that they have met. I think those leaders who have met there, if they agree and convey this to their bankrollers, I think that there will be peace, because it is not the down people. It is rather the people at the top. In Accra, politicians, for that matter, some may be behind backing these people. So I think it is good they have spoken, and from what I know, they agreed over there. It means both sides have compromised and have agreed. Let us see what the president will come out with if they have agreed, and Otumfuo has sent the message to the president. It means over there was agreement. So it is up to them now to convey the message to maybe their bankrollers. I believe strongly. Maybe those who gathered there were not the actual leaders of the conflict. And they should convey this thing to their leaders who are invisible. And let them know that we need peace. Because if there's always conflict, development cannot go on there with this new agenda, this setting up a new system for the country by President Mahama. If you are left out, you are going to be left out. So it is up to them now to realize that there's no reason why they should continue to fight, destroy property, kill people, and instability, and the economy over there will go down. And they should realize this, that like the big push, I believe that they have got their share there. But if the war is still going on, I mean, other areas will grab their share. So it is in their own interest to make sure that this time, since we have a Northern as a leader, and with the revered king coming in, they should accept the mediation. And after all, we are all brothers and sisters. We are all the same people, whether Kusasis or Mampusis. I believe we all come from the same root. Even according to the Bible, the whole world, everybody came from the same seed. How much more that small group of people there? I believe their forefathers are the same, and they should see reason to the peace initiative, which is now being organized, and they should realize that Ghana wants to move forward.
Okay.
There's no need to do this. So they should. A last example I will give is that if you look at this Hamas-Israeli conflict, those down there fighting, you know, whenever there was going to be a mediation, they went to Qatar. Those living in the plush hotels, okay, they were the kingmakers there. They were the deciders. So if they agree, they will relay the message to Hamas down there. And then the Israelis also, they will relay to their prime minister and all. So in all these conflicts, always there are people behind there. And those are the people, maybe we need to find them out. Maybe the government. And I'm very glad that this time, the government did not take part in this negotiation. But usually if the government goes in, it becomes political. And you have Kusazi's
so mandating Otumfuo to spearhead.
Exactly. I think that is the best thing to do. And this one, if the results come, nobody can blame the government that the government went behind maybe Otumfuo. That is impossible. You cannot manipulate Otumfuo to bring the
decision.
No, you can't. And the president cannot do that to the Otumfuo. So I believe whatever comes out is really from the Otumfuo's palace.
Okay.
And then the party should accept and let us make peace once and for all. If that happens, I think development can continue in that part of the country.
Very well. Thank you very much, Honorable. Can you give me a minute? Let me speak to Emmanuel. Emmanuel Koten is Executive Director, Africa Center for Security and Counter-Terrorism. Let me get his take on this one quickly, and then I'll come back to you. Good morning, Iman. If you can hear me, how are you doing?
God has been merciful this morning, and let me say good morning to your good self and my co-panelists.
I'm grateful for your time this morning.
Thank you, and good morning to your cherished listeners as well.
Awesome. This is what we've gotten to so far. Is there light at the end of the tunnel? Are we seeing that?
In fact, I wouldn't say there is light. I wouldn't only say there's light at the end of the tunnel if you look at how protracted this conflict has been over the period. To me, as a peace builder and us as an organization, we feel that Otumfuo has shown the way. And we believe that it is a watershed moment for Bawku, for peace and shared prosperity. In fact, we really need to commend His Royal Majesty Otumfuo for his statesmanship and the level of diplomacy he has shown within the process to his conclusion. If you look at the novelty he brought into this very peace resolution, I think it goes beyond what the textbooks have taught us. And it will go beyond Africa. And many students of peace building will have to use what he has done as a case study. There's one thing he did so remarkable, doing this behind the scenes. You know, he lost the mother. There was funeral going on, and he traveled out of the country. is in, and then we are hearing this good news. In fact, one of your panelists, I think my good brother Sumah, indicated that peace is about compromise. It's true. And we can only get to the bottom of this if both the Kusasis and the Mamprishis are prepared to compromise. One other thing I want to put forward is that more often than not, before this kind of negotiations take place, there are always some sunset agreements or clause with the way to proceed with the process. And my understanding is that both student factions have agreed to abide by the outcome of the recommendation of His Royal Majesty Otumfuo. That's the good aspect of it. And if you look at the way they both came out of the negotiations and they were both expressing optimism over the process, it shows the integrity of the entire process, and they have shown faith to the entire process as well. I think what the leaders of both student factions need to be doing is to educate their people, prepare their minds to accept the outcome of the recommendation of His Eminent Otumfuo. The truth of the matter is, and it's a hard one, peace does not mean a loss for one feuding faction and victory for the other. Peace simply means a victory for all of them. And there are three possible outcomes from these negotiations. It's either the Kusasis are declared the rightful occupants of the seat, or the Mamprishis are declared the rightful occupants of the seat. The third option might be a Kusasi being the chief of Bawku under the authority of the His Royal Majesty the Nairi. The truth of the matter is that we have a similar scenario in the north, where Chiraponi is in the northeast region, but it draws its traditional authority from His Royal Majesty the Yana. So all these are on the table, and it is up to the feuding factions to try and live above reproach, and both leaders must show some examples. You know, Bawku have suffered for a very long time. We want to see Bawku turning its energy to building a Bawku that is fit for all of them. And don't forget, it's also an opportunity for government to look at restorative justice in Bawku by way of prioritizing Bawku for development. You know, where there are issues of security, it makes it easier for government to string its responsibility by way of sending the government to the area. So government needs to prioritize that. I think if you look at the healthcare facility in Bawku, it's nothing to write home about. The schools. And one time Bawku used to be an economic hub for this country. At a point, the Barclays Bank in Bawku used to have the highest cash inflows in this country. All these things are gone. There were some disturbances after the conclusion of the negotiation, and that is not any cause for alarm. I'm very optimistic that we will cross this page this time. You know, terrorist groups look for ungoverned spaces, and Bawku has been ungoverned for a very long time. Mm-hmm. Apart from the extremist groups in Bawku, you get these criminal gangs as well, who smuggle all manners of goods, given that Bawku is a border town. So apparently, in conflict building, we call them conflict profiteers. They also want to show their colors. They benefit when there is insecurity. So we will still appeal to both feudal factions to seize the opportunity. We believe that Otumfuo has shown the way. Now it falls on all of us. the government, the feuding faction and their supporters, and the elite as well. Let us walk this path. And I also want to appeal to the elite from the north. I'm from the north. Our major enemy is poverty and other development. There's no point killing one another when we are intermarried. And this thing came out at the conclusion of the negotiation when Otumfuo admonished them to go and live in peace as brothers and sisters. And indeed, both feuding factions admitted that they are blood related to some extent and they shouldn't be at war with each other.
Emmanuel, before I let you go, there's one very significant thing that happened, and I think Richard also spoke about it, the fact that both sides were all jubilating. Is that something that we should be worried about? Or it's just one of those things that we shouldn't really pay attention to?
Not at all. To us, and the work we have done over the period, it shows the faith the both feuding faction has in the process. So it shows the integrity of the process, and there shouldn't be any cause for alarm. You know, one thing that came out at Peak Inter yesterday, that they were not, there was no a consensus on a particular issue. And in peace building, that is normal. That's why we say it's about compromises. And peace doesn't mean a loss for one group and a win for the other.
Very well. Thank you very much for joining us this morning, Emmanuel Cotton. We appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Great. Emmanuel Cotton is Executive Director, Africa Center for Security and Counter-Terrorism, joining us this morning. Wow.
Yes, I think Emmanuel has really hit the nail right on the head. And I think if you check what had happened over the years, and the mere fact that they agreed to come to the negotiation table is positive. This is where I come from, so that's my hometown. And the conflict has really affected us so much, to the extent that almost all our family members, a lot of them had left and they are with us.
Do the people over there recognize this?
Yes,
the level of effect that you
that's
know,
what I'm saying.
You are here, so you probably will see.
Yes, for them to even agree to come to the negotiation table tells you that indeed everyone there wants peace.
Okay.
Because initially there were entrenched positions that I don't have any negotiation with anyone because I am the rightful owner of the skin. You understand? So I don't have any. But now for them to say that, well, we're coming to the table for a discussion, that is positive. The only problem with the conflict has to do with what the Honorable said, but he said it, he didn't say it clearly, has to do with politicians. Politicians are the problem of Bawku and not necessarily the people living there. We politicians, we overly politicize the Bawku conflict, and that is the problem. It emboldens some bandits over there so that they could just go and attack each other. So that's why I'm saying that if we politicians are to take our hands off, as he said, Mahama Yarga, the MP, his mother is Mampursi, his father is Kusasi. Mahama Yarga. And it's not him alone. When you go to every household, you find someone who is married to a Kusasi, or you find someone who is married to Mampursi. So they are one people.
That's strange.
What's the problem?
You understand? The problem has to do with politicians. You said it. Those who are bankrolling them to do it. But you see, when this country, when someone said, when these people are in power, Bawku conflict is always on. When they are in opposition, it comes down. These are incendiary comments that don't help us. This is something that the president said. In opposition, he went there to campaign, and that was why he told them. In the last 8 months, the number of people who had died in Bawku, they are over 1,000. It ran in thousands, but unfortunately, few are reported. So I am happy to see what has been happening over time. You see, Otumfuo started because, as I told you, coming to the table together to even negotiate is something that we will have to commend all the factions. Because when Otumfuo even started, in 2023, he invited them individually. Even in 2024, he invited them individually until he was able to put them together this year. And now there is some kind of compromise where you can get them all jubilating. And I pray and hope that this thing will come and they will all accept it in good faith. There is no way someone will not be affected. That's what they should understand. But
are they ready to accept that?
You understand? Yes, they have to, because peace must reign. Look at the children. They write the same exams with those in Achimota, in Kumasi. But they can go 3 weeks, 4 weeks without going to school because there's curfew.
Yeah.
You get it? Look at when they were writing exams. When Haruna Idrisu went to the Bawku Secondary School, not Bawku, he went to even Zebila. And that is really worrying because, you see, the conflict is only in Bawku. Even Benduri, it doesn't transcend there. But this time around, it has even moved up to Zebila. Where he went there, he was given bulletproof to go and address students. I do my heart for Haruna. He said he will not wear it because he's there to address students. And you're telling him to wear bulletproof. What happens to the children? You see, so the most important thing is that I think our people will have to understand that peace is what should reign over there. Look at Dagbon. When it started, some people didn't really agree to the roadmap, but they had to compromise and say, okay, no problem. At least if this one takes it and the person dies, one from our family will also take over. And that is how they reached the compromise. You remember when Otumfuo came and was presenting there, some didn't even come. They were livid, but at the end, they agreed. So that is my prayer to my people, that whatever the outcome may be, they should accept it in good faith so that we can live in peace, so that Bawku will take over its share. You see, even today, when you go to Bawku, it is still an economic hub. Now when you go to here in Accra, where they sell the yam market, the onion market, they are all from Bawku. When you go to Techimai, they are all from Bawku. Kumasi, they are business people. So even Amahama Yerga, during his campaign, he will visit Techimai, meet them there, and talk to them because they may not even have will move there to vote, but they have people they can talk to for them to vote for them and so on. So I think we'll have to let peace reign. We'll have to commend Otumfuo for this human's job. And we pray and hope that indeed we politicians will take our hands off this conflict so that we'll have lasting peace.
Very well. Richard,
all I wanted to add to this matter is it is becoming more capital intensive to fight this conflict. Because you see, government has plethora of issues that we need to address head on. So for us to be deploying security task force to Bawku each and every time that conflict arises, it is becoming to a burden on us as a people. And again, on the international space, when we are talking about conflict in Bawku, they will not limit it to conflict in that space of a country. They'll say Ghana is in a conflict. So I also want to admonish the government that in as much as our revered king has stepped in to resolve the issue, and from what Awa has said, he spoke passionately about the issue, it is affecting them, it's eating them deep inside. But it looks like those who are behind and those who are in the middle cannot resolve the issue. It is only those at the top who can resolve the issue. Then it will snowball down to those at the bottom. Because you say, it is always said that you cannot change anything from behind. So Awa seated here, in as much as he gets the opportunity to sit on TV and radio, there is very little he can do to solve the problem. So what we need to do is that if the revered king brings out a proposal and they all accept it, government as a matter of urgency to look at what kind of economic empowerment activities can we roll out there in Bawku immediately. Immediately, because they say the devil finds way for what? The idle hand.
Yeah, once you solve the issue,
once we're able to come to an agreement that we are willing to accept the proposal, government as a matter of urgency zero into Bawku and make it a top-notch priority to either develop that place rapidly. Okay, and when there's development, maybe they are like a big push, like my senior is saying, if they are constructing road, they are building schools, they are building markets, they are building this, wouldn't the youth be engaged in participating in at least the labor work, the carpenters, the masons, and all those ones? Those who are doing the yam, assuming today government say we are establishing a yam processing factory at Bawku there. Those who are into the yam are cultivating. Government says that put all yourself together, at least giving you a capital incentive of, let's say, 5,000 or 10,000 cedis each to really augment your cultivation. Then we are setting up a yam processing factory for you. We process the yam, we export. At least immediately something should go because there will be a buffer. So if that buffer is there and you say, oh, we have agreed to peace, and then they go back to the same idleness, that buffer will fizzle out immediately. So the only way to sustain that buffer is to, as a matter of urgency, create sufficient jobs for them there as a way of appeasing them. That instead of going back to take your arm, now we are incentivizing you, every farmer can get a 10,000 Ghana cedis. Because the money we are wasting there, how many people are in Bawku? So if assuming there are 100,000 of them who are into farming, and government says I'm incentivizing you even with 5,000 Ghana cedis each, would that not be sufficient reason for them to lay down their tools? So please, let us not just talk about peace, 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 because like some people will tell you, peace can only be found in the cemetery. Peace can only be found in the cemetery. When the rich man, the poor man, they lie together, nobody complains. But the moment we are living, peace is a difficult and an expensive commodity. And for you to get it, you must give all your ultimate best in order to achieve it. So we commend the government, but we should stop politicizing like I say. Politics is the reason why we haven't had the headway. Even from the days of Nkrumah, as Daddy said, it was all part of politics. It was in Nkrumah's time too, it was politics. Throughout to Rawlings' time, it was politics. Throughout to today's President John Dramani Mahama's His Excellency Day, it is still politics. So if, for instance, the president will say during campaign that, oh, when they are in power, the issues fizzle out. When others are in power, the issue resurrect. Then at least it is not too good of a statement. But I'm sure he may have been able to swallow those his words back. That is why he didn't want to get involved
right after.
For Otumfuo to quickly continue. Because if he was the one trying to lead it, I'm sure the politics will still be an underlining factor. So I really believe that this should be the very last attempt in bringing peace. Because we are together, we are a society, it's a fiber. We are embodiment of each other. We love them, they love us. So why should it be that up there? I have a friend called Adam, he's a Kusasi. Adam is the only guy I meet every blessed day in my life. And he's a Kusasi guy. You understand? So are we not the same people? So please, respectfully, let us go for peace. Let one side compromise and let us believe in ourselves that it is doable and it can be achieved.
Yeah.
There's just 2 kilometers of road, just 2 kilometers between Bawku, in front of Bawku Secondary School and the township. And that 2 kilometers has not even been done. Just 2 kilometers. I'm telling you. And again, we don't even have hospitals. Government do not have a single hospital.
This is not good.
The hospital there is Presbyterian Hospital. And it has been serving five districts.
That's a lot.
Yes, 5 districts. Possible? Garu, Timpani, Pusiga, Binduri, Bawku, and Zebila. They are enclave. Yes, Presby Hospital. It is now that we're doing Agenda 111 when you have, and even the Eurojet project in Garu, which was started by before, it was not even completed. You understand? So, but because you see, you send people there to work, they will not go. They are afraid.
They are afraid.
Even today, if you're going to Bawku, you get to a place, there must be an escort today.
To be able to go.
Yes, even you, if you're a media man, you're going to Bawku right now. There must be an escort to end
for something you've never been part of. You never contributed in any way.
Yes.
You have to protect yourself before you can go.
Police and military will have to escort you.
Wow.
Yes, even today. So that's what I'm saying. I'm telling you that even those there, they will not really tell you that they don't want the peace. That's what I'm saying, that there are unseen hands, and these are the hands of politicians who are tainted in it. And that's the reason we're where we are today. But if they are coming together and they are saying that, well, they have come together on the same table, the tensions flared up. I remember those days when Otumfuo started.
That is always expected.
Yes.
Because you're trying to get
have to
solution
be
out of
heavy security
issues
around the Maishia Palace and everywhere. But now, what I saw the last time, I was really happy because you saw that indeed the security was not really very much.
Yeah.
And the people are there, but there were no clashes and so on. So I am happy that this has happened, and I will be happy that whatever the outcome may be, we'll have to accept it in good faith.
Okay. I'll try and do some messages from our viewers, and then we'll come back and have our wrapping up comments before we end the segment. But we're grateful to Franco Trading Enterprise. Still, phones Papa Pathie, Newsflash is proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Make sure you go grab yours, your phones, your CCTV cameras, your air conditionings, your deep freezers, all the things you need in your home, home appliances, they have to come from Franco Trading Enterprise. They guarantee you the best quality that you can ever get. Make sure you download the app. It's the Franco Trading app on the Google Play Store. And you can also go to the website. It's www.francotrading.com. And that's where you can also get all the info that you need when it comes to Franco Trading Enterprise. So Franco Trading Enterprise says still phones Papa Pathie. We're grateful this morning. Let's get some messages from our viewers and see what they're also saying with the issue of Bawku and the Otumfuo mediation. So far, he's yet to send the report to His Excellency the President, and then we'll take it from there. But we're positive that something good will come out of this. This one says, good morning, KMJ. Dache watching from Ejumako Asasan. It says, wow, today is my first time supporting and agreeing with Wow on your show. Insightful comments from him. We have to join what Otumfuo has done in his final mediation to bring peace in Bawku. Politicians are the ones killing us in this country. And Abuja should come clear the air because our light bills shouldn't be more than our rent. Let's build this country together. And that's that. Thank you for sending that in. Let me go to the next person. The NDC has shamelessly politicized the Bawku conflict, and that is why even their own MP has never been able to set foot in the constituency since his election. He deceived the people, and now he cannot face them. Inshallah, Otumfuo will bring lasting peace to the area. All right, let me go to the next one over here. It says, good morning to you all. My name is Kwaku Sapong Bonteng, and the Bawku issue all is from the politicians. The NPP are the cause of the problems in Bawku. They support the Mapusis to enskin so-called chief. All right, so that is someone also speaking on this on that issue. Good morning, sir. Tell the NPP that he is too political and doesn't tell the truth. He's always misleading Ghanaians. His politics is always full of lies and not interesting. That's from Anacletus Bilibe in Techiman. He sounded like an ordinary, right?
He's even from Bawku. The name.
Oh, okay.
The last name.
The last name. Yeah. Great submission by all your panel members, especially my senior Awal Mohammed. It is very sad listening to the situation in Bawku. I hope this will be the last resort to bring peace in Bawku. If this fails, then we should forget. I just hope and pray this will work. Inshallah. May Allah bless us. Master Planner Junior, policy analyst in the Kintampo. Somebody also said the same thing yesterday, that if this one does not work.
That's true. That's true.
It is real, right?
Because you see, for them to come together on a table and have a discussion for close to 2 years,
yeah,
and now it is ending, it must end.
We pray so. The Gusty man from Brokum says the government keeps shouting city is strong, but prices are still high and people are struggling every day. Bills up, wages flat, businesses choking, no real local production, just cheap imports everywhere. If they keep banking on luck instead of real work, the city will crash again and citizens will suffer even more. Enough with the slogans. We need results. All right. This one over here says, good morning to you. The momentum toward digital civic engagement in Ghana presents vital opportunity to deepen democratic accountability and responsiveness. However, this opportunity risks benefiting only a select demographic unless the digital divide is actively bridged by implementing a structured initiative like the community digital hubs, grounded in clear, accessible digital literacy training. Ghana can ensure that its political environment evolves towards genuine, comprehensive inclusivity. Aaron Bawku Conflict sent in that one from here in Accra. And Alhaji Hamza in Pifam says, good morning, my brother. Sincerely speaking, Ghanaians will prefer a stable economy with the increase of electricity tariffs of 9% as we speak now. The economy of Ghana is rated B- under the MPP. Ghanaians' economy was rated junk economy. And I hope you understand what junk economy means. Simple, it's a baller economy. KMJ, something good is happening in the northern region, Tamale, and the surrounding villages. We need to thank the IGP special team in Tamale who are seriously fighting crime and the arrest of drug peddlers. We are so grateful to them and they have our support. They should go on without any fear or favor. We also call on the people in Bawku to give peace a chance. We beg them. All right, so we all want to see peace in Bawku. Musa Abato in Asawasi says the Bawku conflict is a very delicate national issue and must be discussed with utmost care and sincerity. Unfortunately, Awal Mohammed seems to be dragging it into needless politics, which does not help the search for lasting peace. I hope and pray that all parties involved will heed to the roadmap that Otumfuo will propose so we can finally give peace a chance. We all hope that happens. Alasan Sese from Seno Central says, good morning to everyone. The Otumfuo mediation to settle the long, unproductive conflict of the people of Bawku is almost come to a conclusion. We urge the people to accept the outcome of the mediation for peace to prevail so that development can take place for the youth to get jobs. As for petitions against the BC boss, Madam Jean Mensah, deputies and the OSP is long overdue. Regards to Honorable MP Joe T and Honorable TK Morton MC for Pon Akataman. So now let me go to this one over here. And it says, good morning, host and your panelists. I believe our brothers and sisters in the North should embrace peace as the only path to unity and development in Bawku, regardless of individual interest. Bawku must prioritize peace. Considering its strategic location on the map, Bawku holds great potential to attract commercial activities from the neighboring countries. So what surprises me most is that the intertribal marriages have coexisted peacefully for a long time, which shows that harmony is possible. Let us all work together to make peace a reality in Bawku. Abbas Haruna from Kumawu, the son of Bawku, sent in that one. I also agree with you. I think that they have done this intermarriage thing for a long time, and it's about time that we ensure that even that, helps us in achieving the peace that we want to see. Good morning, KMJ. In fact, we are dealing with a very insensitive and scam government led by President Mahama. He promised cheaper electricity, but he has actually increased the cost of electricity and water this year. Unfortunately, there will be a new year gift with a 9.86% increase in electricity and 15.92% increase in water, effective January 1, 2026. What a scam government. May God save us all. And that's from Abdul Razak in Tamale. And The next one over here says, good morning. My name is Amadou from Bawku, KMJ. Richard, God bless you. Good morning. God bless you too. And we pray for the people of Bawku, my brother. I hope that we'll be able to make some progress with what has already been started. Good morning. National Cathedral is just a madness scam to eat our tax money. The eaters are still pushing for its completion. We need price cut in food prices. Use the money to produce more food instead of fake Christianity. We are hypocrites. Instead of those pastors who went to the president to call for more food production, they want their church business, the cathedral, to make money from poor, innocent people. People still don't agree to this cathedral thing. Follow the Nana Khadija. Okay, all right. We'll hear you. Let me go to this one over here. It says, good morning, Joy Prime. I'm disappointed in the NDC government so far. They have increased the base pay for public sector workers by 9% and 63% for MMDCs. Are we all not going to the same market? Now they have increased the electricity and water bills by 9% and 15% respectively. No motivation for teachers across the country. It's only the politicians who are enjoying the detriment of other public sector workers. We are watching them keenly. NDC, time will tell. The very last one for me, and we'll move on. Good morning, Mr. Host. While I still have NDC blood running, Awal still has NDC blood running in him. Kubila inside Tamale. Awal will strongly disagree.
The way they disturb me on Facebook.
I know.
Honorable. Let's do our wrap up. Comment.
I will concentrate on the messages that came about. You know, one interesting thing is that people were now not complaining about doing so or erratic power supply. I never heard anything like that. All they were complaining was that the prices are going up. But anytime those days a government was going to increase prices, they will give the promise that, we want to increase it to give stable power. That stable power never came. And Ghanaians were begging for timetable, only timetable for the doing so, which they never had. They were told to go and organize their own timetable. That was the talk at that time. Now the talk is that don't increase, or the increase is high. Nobody's talking about the light off. So the previous government always complained about excess power. And they were also talking about one district, one factory. I wonder how they were going to achieve that without excess power. And now this government has come again. They want to increase the power supply. Like they have
because of the 24-hour economy?
24-hour economy, yes. That is how to build a country.
But that is yet to start.
Yes, but you have to get...
Even though it's one of your major...
Yes, but you have to get the power. If you are going to industrialize...
Ghanaians understand it that way.
Of course, the message is now...
You need to get the power before you...
The message that people are bringing means that people want stable power. Because they are not talking about blackout. We are talking about...
There's also complained about the jobs, which 24-hour economy was supposed
to... Oh yes, that one is there.
But that is yet to start.
The first one was we had a junk economy. So the duty was for them to stabilize the economy first. The first budget was to stabilize the economy. Now the second part is to maintain the stability, because all the fundamentals are right now.
You have two left.
All the fundamentals are right now, because the situation was so bad. And again, I saw people complain about prices still high, but they are not talking about prices galloping. You see, look at the difference. People are not talking about prices galloping. During their time, prices were galloping. Inflation rose to about 50-something%. And that was what people were complaining about. Now people are saying that prices are not going down. So prices are stable because of the inflation rate is 8%. And that is what is good for the economy. Because if you talk about prices to come down, you are talking about deflation. And those economic students will tell you that deflation is also as bad as inflation. So I think if you listen very well, people are not comfortable and they want more. Okay, they are not complaining that prices are galloping. They are not saying that prices are going up. They say prices are not going down. So two different things. And so let us take cue of that. And This government now is trying to stabilize the economy. They took out the COVID levy, and people should not forget, because if you take out taxes, that money is going to the pockets of the people. People don't realize that. If you get more money into your pocket, companies will have excess money to invest, and then citizens will also buy, and then government will get indirect taxes from the company. I think that's the trend we are going.
So you take the COVID levy and then you increase the tariff?
Increase the tariff?
And then you take the COVID levy?
No. If you increase tariff, it's for a purpose, for CAPEX. I told you that we are going to build...
yeah, but they understand what you want to use it for, but they're still complaining.
No, I don't see... People are complaining that tariffs are going up, but they are not complaining that there is no power. And, if you get something, you wish for more. Because before, people, increasing, getting more, paying more for power and not getting the power at all, which is better. It's because now people have forgotten that we're in that situation where even the minister came out to say that if you want a timetable for the write-off, go and prepare your own. That was the situation then. And people were complaining that they didn't have power. They didn't even know when the power was going to go off.
Okay, wrap up
now,
for me.
People are now complaining that prices, but you cannot eat your cake and have it. If you take money and use it for the cause for which you take the money, I think it's better than taking the money and not doing anything at all.
Okay.
People should not forget about that.
Okay,
yes.
all right. Between Ara and Richard, one of you should have the last comment, but maybe Richard will have the last.
We were not under Dumso for 7 years in this country. It was in 2024, and it was just 3 months that we had issues. So I'm surprised that he is talking about Dumso. The time that someone said, if you want reliable electricity, pay higher, was in 2016 under Mahama. It's on Daily Graphic. We came, stabilized it, and did 7% increment across 8 years. 7% every year. We did the highest we had done was 7% every year. So I'm surprised that he's talking about the last 3 months or 4 months of our government. We had challenges. And when we had challenges, we were fixing it when someone said we should be given timetable. Then Napo said, well, I don't think there is the need for a timetable because we'll fix it. And we fixed it. We didn't give to you Dumso. If you're talking about small blackouts, just 3 days ago, I slept in Dumso. Ofanko, that's where I live. From Tantra, through Ofanko, through to Sotum and other places. We all slept in Dumso. So it's not about that. So I'm even surprised that he kept on saying there was Dumso. For 7 years, we had stable electricity. The worst
But they
period
said that
of
they
Dumso,
left you excess power.
Excess power.
which excess power?
To be able to
We are
stabilize the
paying
power like
1
you did.
billion Ghana cedi every year for power that we are not using.
They were not able to pay...
1 billion for power that we're not using because of your take or pay contract that you signed. Again, you're saying that we left a junk economy that grew GDP at 5.7. You had a stable economy today, but you grew 4.8, and you are projecting in 2026 to still grow 4.8. Compare that with this economy. What did you do in even capital expenditure? You did less than even 30% of what you even promised to do this year. You were fixated on trying to control inflation. You couldn't even give jobs this year, throughout the year.
Okay.
President Mahama launched Nkoko Ketekete just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But they budgeted around 1.5 billion for it. He launched the CODES program. The finance minister didn't even release a CD for that project. The apprenticeship program, how many people have been trained? Because he budgeted 300 million and only gave them 23 million. And this time around, he has even reduced it to 170 million. So an economy that left 4 months of import cover is not a junk economy.
Okay, very well. Richard, you have the last.
Well, sincerely speaking, I believe that for us to be a country that is self-sufficient, self-dependent, that we can take our own destiny into our own hands and not to do right, when small external factors hit you, then you go crumbling. For instance, NPP keep touting themselves as to what they did, but when a little thing like COVID came, they were swept off their feet completely. Because you see, for instance, if manufacturing is growing at 3.2%, that is not a good country. That is not a good economy. Manufacturing shouldn't be doing anything less than 10%. Okay?
We did 7.9%. This time they are doing 2.9.
Manufacturing should be the base. Manufacturing should be the base of your economy.
Well, the argument would be that they just started the year.
And I'm coming. I am coming.
No.
And then power is a key determinant to what your manufacturing sector can do.
Yes.
And NDC deliberately have been making conscious effort to make sure that they build the capacity for our energy generation sector. And also it is capital intensive to do that. So the bit for which I'm happy is that if you go to Atuabo, the quantum of gas that is flaring, without us being able to harness it to generate sufficient power, is mind-boggling. So for them to think in that direction, then if they're able to do so and get the power generated at a cheaper cost, and manufacturing companies are decoupled from the main supply now, and they channel that one strictly for those in the manufacturing space. Look, let me tell you, can attract a lot of foreign companies to come and establish their manufacturing base in this country. That is the only way your economy can grow. But if you are going to be depending on gold, cocoa, and oil as the base for why your economy is doing well, then you are going to get into problem. The moment the gold price fluctuates, the moment oil price fluctuates, the moment cocoa price fluctuates, you are in a big mess. So all we are asking the government is that
long-term solutions.
Provide us that capacity, and that capacity should not be a cost burden. It should still be a very affordable one for us to be able to pay and run our business. But the last point that I also want to support my seniors is that, yes, like I said, I'm into the frozen space, okay? But today, it's a matter of fact that, yes, even if light goes off, nobody is into the frozen food business today that is crying that even if I don't have a standby generator, the chances that tomorrow my products are all going to go back.
The light is going to go
because the light is going on. That has been fizzled out. To be honest with you,
and it was we don't
have a power plant. We don't have a power plant, but at the end of the day, we can load and we still have the confidence that there will be stable supply of power. Even if it goes off
in
for about a couple of hours, it comes back. Yes. So when you power your plant, it comes to work and then your products are solidify again and then you are good to go.
Okay.
But the only aspect is that because the country is largely by informal sector, maybe those who are above a certain threshold can afford to pay. But those who are making a little, and if you are making a little, and electricity bill is taking chunk of your money, obviously they are not making progress.
Very well. Okay,
so let government pay much attention to improving power generation infrastructure for us, so that based on that, we can have stable electricity that can gravitate towards us having a solid manufacturing subsector of the Ghanaian economy.
Okay, so that'll be our time for this morning. A big thank you to Richard Sumah, Wa Mohammed, Honorable Peter Ya Kwachi for also joining us this morning here on the show.